When it comes to Spider-Man, much like Batman, Superman, and most other characters in Hollywood that are the most prominent and most popular over the course of the last 50 plus years, they've been reinvented multiple times in live action. Tom Holland has seen the most success with his version of Spider-Man, of course, being connected to the MCU. Now the actor says whoever replaces him either next year or a couple years from now, he is going to help them get into the role and learn something from it. Speaking with Total Film Magazine, Tom Holland was asked about what comes next for Spider-Man and the possibility of recasting and once again going back to the well and getting a younger person to play Spider-Man. And when it comes to this, Tom Holland opened up a little bit about this whole idea, once again reiterating that he never knows if he's going to keep playing Spider-Man, if there's other ideas, and what the plans are in terms of what happens with the character next, because he's just an actor. He's not the one calling the shots, he's not directing, he's not involved with the big players there that own the characters and the lawyers or anything, so he doesn't know. And he says that it's one of those things that when it comes down to it, if they replace him next year, if they replace him 5 years from now, whoever it is, whoever they cast, that he wants to be there for them, and he feels like it's his responsibility and that it's absolutely important to help this person get into it, to feel comfortable, to make them understand that once you're Spider-Man, all eyes are on you. So you have to represent that character, his ideals, and what the character stands for, because again, you are taking a very important piece of pop culture and putting it on your shoulders. So he wants to be there. He wants to be there and talk about how it's going to change you, how the Hollywood industry is going to change you, you know, how this affects your everyday life. Because again, actors sometimes, they get into these things, they don't know what they're signing up for. They just tell their agent, sure, get me in this, you make the best call, and then suddenly, here goes 10 years of your life, and you don't know everything, right? And it's one at a time, so it's one of those things that's just, it's kind of reality, right? Tom Holland, I think, has grown quite clearly a lot to understand how the Hollywood machine works, and he understands, for all he knows, just like Tobey Maguire and just like Andrew Garfield, next week Sony can come to him and be like, yeah, we're going in a different direction, we're rebooting, or we're going to just recast you, or we're going to do something else because your time's up, and then they move on. Again, this is Hollywood, it's all about business, and he's not as important to them as is the brand of Spider-Man. And again, before people say anything, they were willing to just dump Tobey Maguire, and just outright did when they started production on Spider-Man 4. Same thing with Andrew Garfield. Literally dumped him when they had a contract for him to appear in multiple films and built out an entire universe. So this is Hollywood. This is how it goes.